So how do you, I guess, determine what is a acceptable amount of money to make,
Mm.
and be, I guess, a Christian,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even just a man of God, because there's a lot of times people say, okay, we shouldn't be about money,
Hmm.
we shouldn't be worried about money, or we shouldn't really be seeking. Well, some people say, not everybody
Hmm.
say that, but some
Hmm.
people say we shouldn't be seeking uh, to try to gain wealth.
Hmm.
I'm just curious, what's your take on that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
conversation?
Well, I mean, the scripture, scripture tells us that the love of money is the root of all evil. I think people do a lot with that scripture. I think some people wield it as a tool to say that the only acceptable lifestyle for a Christian to live is a lifestyle of poverty, right? But I think also some people wield it as a weapon for greed because they say, "Oh well, it's the love of money,"
I
and
don't love it.
I don't love it, and they never create the proper checks and balances around them, right? And they never allow the Spirit through His Word to really bring conviction where it needs to be brought. I mean, Jesus, when He talks to the rich young ruler leaves behind the offer to follow Jesus because he had much wealth. And there is a reality in which we can leave behind Jesus because of our desire for wealth, right? We
Mm,
can leave. Maybe we don't leave him outright, but some of us leave him in our time. Some of us leave him in our energy. Some of us leave him in the dedication of our talent for the sake of the kingdom, in the pursuit of more wealth, right? And so for me, I like to keep a close knit network around me to constantly be a voice in my ear to let me know when money is becoming the primary thing versus simply a necessary tool, right? And so I want to keep people that are close to me. I want to keep people in different classes of life around
right,
me
right.
to give me context. And so I don't want to just be around people that you hear some of those types of things like you want to surround yourself with millionaires, and I get that and I understand that. But I also want to be around people that are just working class. I want to be around people that are middle class. I want to be around people that are upper middle. I want to be around a few people that are wealthy. But I want to be around the kind of people that'll keep me grounded, that'll
Amen.
give me context to this life that I'm living, that will remind me that the chase of things is not a real chase, but the chase of Christ is the only acceptable chase for my heart that can bring fulfillment to my heart, right? And so I believe when you're talking about how much wealth is too much or how much wealth is enough wealth, obviously I think you want to be able to provide a decent living for your family, for your children. I think you want to be able to put a roof over their heads. I think you want to be able to put food on the table. I think you want to be able to, set aside some things so that you can, so that part of your legacy can include something for your children to start from or to build on top of. But I think we all have to be very cautious because the heart will always crave. And so we will
Right.
always, if we aren't monitoring by the Spirit, if we aren't monitoring our hearts, it will always make an excuse for why you need more, right? Why it's no longer acceptable that you have that car? Why it's no longer acceptable that you have this house? Why it's no longer acceptable that your regular diet is this level, right? Or you got no, we got to eat steak every night. There's always something that the heart will crave and keep you reaching for, and
Right.
so there has to be again a good system of accountability around you. There has to be constant contextual setting of the table by putting people around you that live grounded lives. And then there has to be a constant whispering back to your soul that Christ is enough. I don't I
Right.
don't I don't have to have a bigger house to be content. I don't have to have bigger cars to be content or better cars to be content. Christ is enough, and I have to keep those checks or those means of grace, as you mentioned. I'm gonna have to keep them in front of me in order to